Good evening, folks, and welcome. And this is a part two of the Ferguson Record Player live. Repair, restore, rebuild, call it what you will. Even call it Arthur if you want. We've got the deck to reassemble, and we've got the amplifier to put back in its case. We're going to test the amplifier, but we'll put it back in its case and test it because I'm confident it will work. We'll see why not, even if I have had something to do with it. Now let's go to my main screen so I can see what's happening a bit better. And I do apologise for last night. The battery went flat, and the battery went flat on the camera, and there's not really much I can do about that. I mean, you can't blame me for everything. And I did come back on. I managed to get a bit of power and did try and explain that the battery had gone, and I managed to get it done, I think. But you didn't miss much. But what we're going to do, this is going to be some fun. I've washed and cleaned all the parts. I was going to use some brake cleaner, but the place where Mildred goes wasn't open. The garage he uses to have his car repaired wasn't open, so couldn't get me any brake cleaner. So I used good old-fashioned washing up liquid, hot water, and a toothbrush. And I'm not going to do what everybody else does and say it was the wife's toothbrush, because A, I haven't got a wife, and B, she hasn't got a toothbrush. And it was actually the dog's. No, it was an old one I had knocking about, which I use for them sort of purposes. A Merry Christmas, first of all, everybody. A Merry Christmas, not Happy Holidays. A Merry Christmas. A good old traditional, a Merry Christmas. To each and every one of my subscribers, and anyone who doesn't subscribe but watches it anyway, a Merry Christmas to you as well. I would also like to say a special thank you to a few people who've helped me out this week, last week and this week. They came and bought record players from me, you know who you are, and I hope that you're very happy with them. The Decca 405 is sold. That's being collected on the 27th, which is 5th tomorrow, 6th Saturday, 7th Sunday. He's coming for that. The guy who's having that has had a few of my record players. I don't know what he does with them. I think he buys them from me and then he sells them on and he makes his own little bit. But that's fair enough. He makes his own tickle on them, I think. And that's fair enough, a guy called Chris. And he's had a few of my record players. And I think he sells them on and makes his own little tickle on them. And I don't blame him. There's no harm. He's got a right, you know. What else? What else is there? Nothing really. You know, I'm just checking to see if we've got any likes on here yet. No, we've got 4 people watching. Like I say, the battery situation on the phone, that's beyond my control. I do have the charger connected all the time, but it's only a slow charger. Really, what I could do with doing is getting a fast charger, and it might help the battery a bit more. You know, it might keep up with it a bit better. But what the problem is, a lot of people think that the actual thing you plug into your wall is your actual charger. It's not. It's a 5-volt power supply. Oh, that's what's that? Oh, my cousin likes my comment. I just wish my cousin Robert a Merry Christmas. Not seen him for years. Need to see him and have a catch up. He won't be watching this, so he won't know I just said that. Oh, we've got 4 people. Yeah, 4 people watching. And yeah, like I said, I'd like to thank those that have helped me out this week, that last week and this week, because it was a bit tight. It has to be said, because I don't get anything. Um, I don't get anything for making these videos. I don't, I get the odd, I get a couple of bits off Stephen J now and again, but that's really about all I get. I don't get any donations or nothing. You know, I think we're starting to live in a world where people want but not prepared to give. But I enjoy making the videos, and that's all that matters. And like Shango066 said, you can't treat making YouTube videos as a full-time job. It just doesn't work, because YouTube, you can take your channel down anytime they want, and you've got no recourse. So, apart from appeal to an automated system. Anyway, let's just make sure the charger is in. But getting back to what I was saying, these are not really chargers, they're power supplies. The power management for your battery is actually handled by your phone. And that's why when you're still plugged in, your phone still dies, because it's running off the battery, not running off the power supply. And if you're using the battery quicker than the power supply can provide power to charge it, then it's going to go flat no matter what. And that's what happened. It was when I came on last night, it was 52% the battery thereabouts, and it lasted a couple of hours, and we did well out of that. Anyway, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to change cameras, and we're going to change cameras, go onto the front camera, and we're going to get stuck into getting this record deck put back together. Right, just turn you all round, and I'll get you in position, or the camera rather. Right, everybody says I'll get you in position. Right. Move that soldering iron out of the way, if I can. Okay. Drop it down there, I don't need it, just took it out with solder. That's out of the way then. There we go. Right. You know what to say. You know what Elvis said? It's now or never. Right. Let's explain a little bit about this. Now, just have a quick slurp of me coffee. Now, as you know, you saw me take this apart last night. Look how clean it's come up. It's it has got a few marks still on it, like there. And look at all that shit there. How did all that not get missed? I know that must have happened there. That must have put it on the draining board to drain. We just, I mean, it doesn't have to look brand new, but it would help if it could get as nice as looking. I mean, I wouldn't mind, I've got one of these decks in the shed, and it's nice, but the problem with it is exactly that, it's buried. See, that'll come off there, that's no problem. It's just a layer of dust, that, really. Look at that. Just a layer of dust. I'll give all this to wipe out in the middle here. Just places where I might have missed. with the initial pass of the toothbrush, because we want the thing to work, and to work to the best of its ability. You know, absolutely. There we go. That's it. Oh, there's a bit of shit there. There we go. And there. There we go, folks. Now, leave the cloth there. Should we need it? It's there. Now, what we're going to do, right, la-de-doo, la-de-doo, la-de-doo-doo-doo-doo. Right. Just what I need to do is get all this grease as much as I can off here. How's it ended up all over my brush? Oh, I think I know what it was. Mildred snaffled some of my grease one night, and I think he dug it out with a brush. Mildred. He's alright, our Mildred, actually. He went and did my Christmas shopping for me today. And, you know, he's a good sort, folks. He really is. You know, like I say, he went and did my shopping for me. And, yeah. You know, I won't call him. I wind him up. I love tormenting him. What we're looking for now, we're actually looking for, and I can't seem to see it. And I know damn well, where the fuck's it gone? What I'm actually looking for is the actual Magi disc mechanism. There it is. I was going to say that wouldn't have gone down the fucking plug hole. Right, what we'll do, where's the oil? You know, if I get things down and I don't get the fucking oil, I need the oil. Oh, right. And all we're going to do with the Magidisc system, we're not going to put grease on this. We're just going to put a little drop of oil. That's all we need on that. Just a little drop of oil. Just on the pivots. I mean, there's not even any need really to take the Magidisc mechanism apart, because the oil just finds its way in. Perfect. There we go. And that's good. Yep. You don't want any oil on the sliding bits there, just only on the pivots. You don't want to put oil where you don't need oil. And what we do now, we slide our Magidisc. Give it a jiggle. As Arkwright says, jiggle it a bit. A bit of a jiggle. That's it, you just jiggle it. And we'll go under here. We didn't have to. I'll get the back of that. Should be a back for that somewhere, so I'll put them on there for a minute. Unless I've left the back in the kitchen, which I don't think I would have done, but it is possible. Well, I've left the back in the kitchen. I must have done it. Can't see it here. So I must have left the back on the side in the kitchen. That's no problem. I know where it is. We can go and get it after. Now let's clear all these washes off the top of here. Drop all them down onto there, because we don't want to lose any of these. Because everything's still a bit wet. We'll give it all a dry off because I washed all this morning, and what we'll do, we'll give this a, yeah, so I've left the cover for that in the kitchen. I know where it is. Oh no, I haven't. There it is. Brought it through with me. There should be a blue screw for that as well, which I've probably lost. You know my reputation for screws, folks. That needs... It's got a big lump of shit on it, if I've got all that. You can't get it all, you do miss bits. There we are. Right, what do we put that there? Let's find that screw that goes into that, because that goes... That just quick wipe. There we go. There we go. Put that there. We should have a little screw. No, that's not it. We have a little bit of blue paint on it, and that's the one. Right. So, it's another Christmas Eve. Yeah, not that I bother with Christmas anyway, folks. I don't really bother with it, mate. I mean, it's for kids, really, as far as I'm concerned. You know, I don't keep Christmas. I mean, that's that one done. That's the Magi disc in. Now, it's a shame about that. I'm going to have to look in the shed, see if I can find another control arm. Because I don't think you can get this colour paint. Oops. Where the fuck's that come from? You know what that is, don't you? That's off the bottom of the arm. Has that broken off? It has. Well, how could that break off? I didn't even go anywhere near that. Oh. I'm going to have to do some work on that, folks. Pull that out of there a minute. Right, because that's... Yeah, it's sheared off there. I don't know how that's happened. But the good thing about it... The good thing about it is... So we're doing a quick extra repair. The good thing about it is we can pull... Because I don't fancy pulling all the wires out. Pull that out of there. Put that there for a minute. Right. Take the arm off. See if we can repair it, because the other one I've got hasn't got the right colour arm. It's got a black arm on it. It's the same deck, it's got a black arm. And although black arm will work, it's the wrong colour. But it's there's a reason why it's got a black arm is I put a black arm on it, because the other blue arm I had was bust. So let's get this arm off and make sure I don't lose the spring. Let's have a look. Right. Now, it's been glued on before that. There's glue residue in there, it's been fixed before. So what we will do here, folks, we will now if I can get the super glue, and I'll do a proper job. What I'll do, I'll see that some of the screw head gets glue on it as well. repair the arm. There we go. Will that pin come out? Does that pin come? Yeah, it does. I can get into that now. Yeah, but somebody at some point has glued that back on. And that goes in there like that. It just sits in there like that. And your adjustment is made by adjusting that there. So we can just leave that like that. So we can just leave that like that for a bit. Put that in there. Put the arm pin, the pivot pin in there. The little thing that the spring hooks onto. In there. The wires out of the way. And the spring. Put that a lot in there for now. While that cures, we can still work on the rest of the unit. Yeah, fancy that being broken. I mean, it wasn't me that did that, because there was was working nowhere near it. So wonder if Jay got his telly working. Not seen that of his video since. Yeah, he probably did, knowing Jay. Right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to put the underside of the we're going to put the push pad on, and we're going to just do a little bit of grease. You'll need a little bit. Don't overdo it here, it's not needed. This, you don't put grease on, it's supposed to be dry. Don't put grease on there, it's supposed to be dry. You put a bit of grease there for that pivot. Bit of grease there for that pivot. Eee. A bit of grease there for that pivot. On here. You know, give this a good cleaning, so got fucking old grease all over it. Look at that. Right. Now what we'll do, where's my push pad? There it is. What we'll do, we'll start by putting on the push pad. You know, no matter how much you clean this fucking shit, it's done it with fucking grease all over it. I'm looking at where the hole is, it's there. Fucking big lump of grease on my finger, like a big bogey. Well, I know what it's like having a big bogey on your finger. Grease in that. That's greased. That can be done top side, because that's here. We just oil that. Grease on the top of that. There we go. That's your cam follower. Now we need our big spring. This is a big boingy spring, and it goes. It can be some working out this. It goes. That way. There we go. Make sure you don't end up with a spring through your finger. we go, and that's how that goes. I think, if I remember rightly. Yeah. I'm just looking because I want to make sure that we get this fucking thing under here. That has to go under there. Ooh. And that goes like that. And it's this one here. Whoops. That's correct. We'll put that there. We are. Now what we'll do. That's correct. So what we'll do, we'll put where's our compression clip? We should have two of those compression clips, and we need both. So far we need this one. Always remember, put your compression clips on. There we are, and they just push in. Whoops. Now we want the screw. We want the screw. There's the washer. There's the washer. We just want the screw now. It goes with that washer. I just hope I didn't swill it down the plug hole. I mean, wouldn't be the first time. I mean, I'd find one the same to fit, but nothing like having the original. It is here somewhere. It's got to be. Better be. There it is. And I think that's the washer for it. Holy. Like that. Now see if that works. Well, that doesn't, because we're fucking all the way over that side, so. I've put it in the wrong way, fucking idiot. It happens. Oh, dude, just lift this up. Just lift that up. Can we get that out of the way now? Let's see. Put the screw there a minute. Lift that up. Whoops. Now that comes back to there, which is where we want. That's right. That comes back to there. Oh, I'm just making sure that we're going in the right way. And that's there. That's it. We can test it in a minute anyway. Make sure that's in tight. That's it. Oh, pardon me. A bit of makeup there. Let's try this now. Now that moves as it should. So what we'll do next, we will make sure that the gear cycles all the way down. We'll put the gear on. Pull it down into position. We'll make sure it doesn't jam. Right, that's start, and it goes anti-clockwise. It should go all the way around. And it doesn't. And it doesn't, so what's it hanging up on? It's coming back. What the fuck's it hanging up on? I always have this bit of a slight problem sometimes, because you've got to get everything exactly in the right place. You can't force it. That's supposed to go all the way around. So let's pull that off. Right, so that's supposed to go all the way to the end there. So let's have a look at what we're catching on. We're just hitting something. Ah, there we are. Let's move that. That's it. That's it there. Let's try that. There we go. That comes to there. So if I undo that a little bit, it should just lift into position. Yeah. Right. What do you reckon, folks? Worker or wanker? Well, that's a good sign. It pulled all the way down. Right, so that's the start position there. And the arm is fully in. There we go. I'm not worried about whether that. We'll leave that up. It's neither out, neither in or there at the moment. There. It's all back as it should be. Now. We want one of them. We don't want one of them. What we do, but not just yet. That's for the switch. That's for the switch. That's for the speed mechanism, I believe. What we're looking for is this. We want this. One of them. What we'll do, we'll put them back there for a second to get some of it not comes off the side. Speed mechanism, can we put that there for a minute? That's part of the speed mechanism, and so is that. It's all cleaned. Just double checking everything. Right. That's the speed mechanism. That goes there. That goes all that way. Don't worry about that just yet. We want that off there, because don't it falling everywhere. I've got to clean all this, yeah. Although I did clean it, it's bits that you do miss. Right, and this goes together like that. And it slips through that hole there. Down there. Slips onto there. And that's how that works. Nearly picked the fucking grease up instead of me coffee. You got anyone in the chat yet? Have a look. Yeah, we got a few. Good evening, folks. Yeah, I'll read out all your names in a bit. I'm just, I can't see it all from here. But I know there's a few people. Good evening to those who have joined in, those who have shown up. And we want our other compression washer. That goes on here. I'm looking for that fucking bit I admit that is. Now this goes through that way like that. Just put the washer back there a minute so we don't lose it. And what I'm going to do first, I'm going to put on the back of the speed. I'm just looking for there for the motor. The motor washers. The washers there are for the motor, so we'll just sort a few bits out. That one there's for the motor. And I want the one that goes here. Now that goes under there. That I do know. And that goes there. Trying to get the fucking things in is another matter. And that's the washer just fell out. Oh, for fuck's sake. Shit. The fucking washers fell out. I'll never find that down there. That's not that clip up. That doesn't go on there. It could, but it doesn't. Fuck's sake. I think I lost a clip, folks. The fuck have I managed to lose a bastard clip? Oh no, there's one. There it is. So that one, that will go on there. Yeah, must do. Right. Nope. Take that compression clip back off there. I mean, dropping a washer is not too much of a problem. It's a bastard, but it's not too much of a problem. I'll find the fucker. It's only down here somewhere. But the mechanism will still work without that washer on it. It's loose, that's all. That's it. Yep, that's on there. That's how that goes. Now my fucking washer. I won't find that down here. Pretty sure that's fucking gone to another planet. That could have gone anywhere, that. You drop down here and there's a load of shit down here, folks. I'm gonna have to the problem is I haven't got a fucking washer to say effective either. Pretty thick washer they used. Fuck's sake. I'm gonna have to tidy this place up, it's a fucking nightmare. Oh, it's a fucking nightmare, this. I normally do find things that I drop. But the annoying thing is, I'm not going to find that. And I haven't got another deck to hand. Scrapper to pull one off. Shit. I'm going to find that. Oh well. I'll just have to put it together without it and then put it on when I find it. It'll work without it, I think. Because all it is, it just goes under there, that's all. Should still work without it. Right, there's the washer, there's the oops. Ow. Make sure I don't drop that. If I drop that, it will be in shit. If I drop that, I'm just going to end the stream in disappointment. Now, see, that'll still work. We need the washer under there, but see, because the washer tightens it up. The washer tightens it up. Right, but it doesn't have to be the washer. I mean, I can put fucking something else in there. But for now, right. Spring. You see me so far lose a washer live. There we are, you see. It'll still work. Don't know where the fuck that's meant to go. No clue where that's meant to fucking go, that spring. I didn't see where that came from. Go up there, does it? You know, it can be a real pain. Yeah, I think it goes up there, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it goes on there. And then that goes up there. Turn that around to there. I'll worry about that in a bit. Right, so I've got to think about a wash for there. I mean, I will have a washer somewhere for it, but wherever the switch is, that's part of the speed mech. That's for the arm. So what we'll do now, we'll put our on-off switch on. See, that spring could even be, could even give this a wipe where the switch is. Put a little bit of grease on there. There we go. There we go. Still gonna have to find a washer for that. We'll find one. Yeah, we'll find one. Now these go in simple. That goes in there. These are the same. So they can go in anywhere. That goes in like that. like that. And that's the off position there. And then we put our... See, some of these have clips on them. These ones don't. The older ones have clips on them. Someone just sent a message. Whoever that was. That's off. And that's on. They'll put it the right way around, won't it, folks? Yeah, would that put it the right way around? Then that goes in. Goes in there. Right. You've got to be careful with these because they're brittle. They're brittle, these, because of the age. You just tighten them so they're snug. Not overdo it, don't swing on them. I like to leave them. There, that'll do it. I don't know where that fucking spring's coming from. I ain't got a clue where that spring's coming from. Wonder if it's... I didn't see it earlier. I'm wondering if it fucking just... I can't see why it would go there. I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to leave it for now. And the reason why I'm leaving it is because it'll only do me head in. It'll torment me. Now let's put a bit of grease on there. I'm changing my shirt tomorrow anyway. Bit of grease there. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Now, this is the bit you all like to watch me struggle with, isn't it? The speed controller, because I always struggle with them. That's off a different record player. I found it on the floor, and the reason why I fished that out, I use my reviews for that. See, the brain's thinking about other projects, even though I'm not even on that project yet. Now, this goes that way. There we go. I do have a knack of getting this the wrong way around, so bear with me. There we go. Nearly dipped that into me fucking coffee. See, that goes there. And that goes there. And that goes through that. One through the other side of it. Anyway. Right, that's your speed adjuster. That's where your idler sits on that put on that pivot there. This is where I always have the trouble. I always forget which way it goes. You know, I've done it for years. That goes in there. That. Take that out a minute. Because we have two. Oops. We have two, what do you call it here? That goes in that way. That pushes back to push the idler off. It goes in that way. There we go. It takes a bit of reworking it out, folks, I'll be honest, because I don't do them every day. Right, because that then comes down. And we have this. Take that back out. Lift that back out a minute. Right, let's have a look at that. Goes in that slot there. And I always get confused. It goes into there because that moves up and down like that. That's supposed to work like that on a pivot like that. We also have a brass. We also have a brass washer. Which either goes there or goes on top. And that goes that way in. Get that straight. There we go. I'm just looking. That goes there. Which means that has to go there. You have to jiggle them in. That goes like that. Right, and that drops down onto that. And then, you know what I mean? That's how that goes. I presume that goes like that. Anyway, we can now assume that we're right. We can assume that we're right with that. We can put the switch, put the control on. Need to put the control on, everything else will be held in position. Sort of. That. Put the control on. That there. Line that up. Make sure it goes in straight. That's it. See, that's how that works. And that's the spring. Which goes on there. Is that back out? No. Oops. The only problem with these is putting these fucking springs in. The only thing that doesn't go that way. The only thing I don't like about putting these decks back together. Putting these fucking daft springs back in. If you do go in, you don't go that way because that hooks into there. Because that top bar there hooks into there. This goes in there. There. These fucking springs are fucking hate putting in. What I'll do, we'll put it in the way I think it goes. And then I can wind this round the turns it needs to go. Which is normally how I do them. I'm going to turn that on. If I turn that on, it'll take the pressure off that. Because that has to go. Come here, you fucking thing. The problem is, when you're trying to do it live, you're constantly considering mistakes. I wonder if it goes the other way up. Because is that locking somewhere? No, it doesn't, does it? So it has to go that way. That goes down there. It's been a while. That goes in there. I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy. Fuck's sake. I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that at all. Let me just look at something. This comes with the bottom here. Right, that goes through there. Yeah, that's correct. That goes through there. See, we're just trying. I don't think that's right. I have to get the fucking manual out. I hope I don't. Right, that doesn't go there anyway. Ah. Yeah, that goes. Yeah, I think whoever that is, it can fucking wait. That goes. Through there. Right, let's get this in the right order. That goes that way. Goes there. Yeah, it does. It goes there. So I've got a feeling that the fucking brass washer goes on there for the spring to sit on. No, maybe no, it doesn't. Fucking gonna have to go out to get the fucking manual out. This is a bit embarrassing. Right. Right. Put this in first. Right, there's your... That goes in there. And your spring goes in there. And you have your plastic thing there. And the brass washer could actually go on that even. Right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the brass washer on the bottom. That's where I think it goes. And that's probably right actually. Let's try and operate the speed mechanism. Right. But then we're going to have a fucking brass washer down there doing nothing. It doesn't do fuck all down there. Hang on. Yeah. It doesn't come up with that. Right, that's 16. Hmm. Right. Spring. I'm just going to put it together. And that goes on. We've not even got this sorted out yet, but we will. That goes through there. That goes through there. I'm trying to stop it all fucking flying back off. That goes there, that's right. Now where's that black fucking thing I just had? That goes there. That goes into there. That goes into there. Doesn't. Come on, you cunt. It doesn't, I've just remembered. Oh, you cunt. There we are. Hold on a minute. Oops. Take that. No, there's where it goes. Right, take that. That goes. Someone just left me a message. I don't want to be mired. That goes there. That goes up and down there. The spring either goes that way onto there. And that goes into there. We have a hook. See that? Goes down. That goes that way. Because that fits on there. That way. And then the spring. Just have a quick look. It's this spring that's confusing me. See, that goes on there. It goes that way because it sits into the groove there. These are slightly different than the older ones. Yeah. I think you have to feed the fucking... You have to feed the fucking spring in. No, you don't. Just go in there somehow. Goes in like that. Yeah, like that. Goes like that. And then you can turn the tension on it then. We'll bring that down. The only thing I don't like about it is it's supposed to sit in the top there. that. That goes up like that. Then we get our clip, which is the slightly deformed one. Make sure we're in the fucking right position. That's perfect. Yeah, that looks good. That's not right though, because the reason why that's not right has to turn and lock into there. Now, there we are. Right, and what we do next, and then you just turn that to the required turns you need. Check see if see if that moves up and down. Hey, hey, we got there, folks. Okay, now we got there, but so did Christmas. How about that? The speed mechanism works. There you go. It's lovely, that and all. Not even grease that yet. I don't know who wanted me on the phone. I'll go and find out in a minute. I just didn't want to go off while I'm doing this because I'm on the zone and I don't want to be out of the zone, and it's a bit of grease in there. There we go. Bit round there. Perfect, isn't it, folks? Look at that. Right. Right, so we'll have a look at the chat in a minute. Now, that's the speed mechanism put back together. And we've got a clip. Why do we always end up with a spare clip? It ain't a spare clip, it's off here somewhere. Oh, it's for the idler. Yeah, it's for the idler. Right, so what we'll do next, we finished on this side? Yeah, I believe we are. No, we're not. We have a spring. We have a spring. I think that's got the right amount of turns on it, that's lovely. Right, we had a spring. Sure, we have another spring. We does. We does. And this one goes from, I'd have to say from there. It doesn't, because that's going to pull that back. Just have a look. doesn't go there. Yeah. I'm just trying to work out where the fucking spring goes now. It doesn't go in there. It doesn't go in. It doesn't go in there. I'll work it out. It will come to me. It will come to me. It's off here anyway. Right. I think it goes. If I have to backtrack on my video, I will. But I'm pretty sure. I don't think it doesn't go there. Right, I'll tell you what, I'll have a think on that because right, that pulls into the motor that way. Do we have an hole in the idler? That pulls into the motor that way. That's about right. See, these normally hook in here. But it doesn't on these, I know that, but I can't remember. Let's have a look at this, that's stiff, so we'll do this now. I'll tell you what. This has all been cleaned, so we'll repack it. And I'll tell you what, folks. Always have a challenge with those speed controls. I always do, no matter how many times I do these, I always end up having a challenge with fucking oil. I always end up. Getting full flummoxed by those speed controls. You can put the bearings, these ball racing, put on any way you want, it doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong way. I just put it the same way it came off. And they're all nice and clean. And what I'll do, I'll turn that upside down so you can wear out the other side of the washer. Right. Let's service the centre gear. Cycling gear even. Call it what you will. Now, give this a wipe. It's all got washed, but it's still got remnants in it. We'll just give it a wipe. There we go. And that is all stuck together. It shouldn't be. There shouldn't be any lubricant on this whatsoever, nothing. It should be dry. And this one ain't. The amount of times I tell people that, I get arguments. It's supposed to have grease. It fucking ain't. Not. Not supposed to grease that. Supposed to be dry. And you can't get all the crap off because you can't separate it completely, which is a shame. You just clean it with IPA. And then all we do, we put the top on our IPA so we don't have a disaster. It's expensive stuff. And all we do is we lift this up, like so. Get in the groove there. Put that back onto the ledge and snap it into position. Right. See? Right. Where you do put a little bit of oil. Is on the pivot. Yeah. A little bit of oil on the pivot, that's all you want, and take off the excess. Put the fucking thing on the right way would fucking help. Get in. Yeah. There we go. Do that at Rackles is right. Now, next one. I still need to work out where that spring goes. I'll be able to look at that in the manual, that's no problem. I will look at the manual for that. Now what we do is a little bit of grease on there. And yes, you do put a bit of grease in the cam. Not a lot, just a bit. There we go, and that'll do it. Then for the cam follower, a little bit of oil. Perfect. Bring that down so we can clip into it. Clip on, I can usually do this with my fingers, although sometimes, there we go. Right, we did have some fibre washers, but we don't have any now. We'll see they might have disappeared. That's not a problem at this point in time. You have a fibre washer on the top and the bottom of the idler. But we've lost them, so must have gone down fucking plug hole. Not worry about that too far at this point. What we'll do next, we will, I think that's the wrong clip. Yeah. Yeah, because I can pull it off by hand. Yeah, that's the wrong clip. And I know where I've gone wrong there. We don't get it wrong, none of us is perfect. It's this one here. I'll need to squeeze that one back together a bit now. This is the one that goes. That's it. Whoops, the motor. There we go. Now, let's try this mechanism. We want to make sure it switches off. Which it doesn't. But we will try again. Is that staying there? Well, why is it not switching off? Oh, it did that time. I've got a feeling that spring. So again. So that pushes that to there. Oh, hang on, that's it. Go around again. That's it. Check it does it every time. Yeah, that's down, round, and off. Yep, that's right. That does turn off. Don't know about that fucking spring now. So we've got that one there on. We've still got to get that one that goes on under here. Right, let's put the idler on. Put the clip on for the idler. Because I got the wrong, looking too far open now, isn't it? Yeah, bastard. Yeah, fucking too far open, isn't it? Because I fucking put it on the wrong thing. Never mind. Choose one of the motor ones and we'll do that when we get to it. That's the right one. Yeah, it's perfect. That's it. I will put some washers in there. Now, I still need to fucking figure out where that cutting spring goes. And that's all we've got left, really. have to have a look in the manual, I think. Dog hairs, where's fucking dog hairs coming from? Right, it doesn't come from here. That's got a spring on it. We'll find a washer for there. I need to remember that. Right. This doesn't go on here. Doesn't go on there. Doesn't go there. Came off it though. Sure it did. I'm just looking to see if there's a fucking hole. That's right. Right, let's service the motor. Service the motor, we get the fucking motor back in. Motor just needs, all we need to do the motor really. The motor doesn't really need much. You're going to take these motors apart. Make sure you put them together the right way. I'm not taking this one apart, there's no need. Because the bearings are nice and loose. I can get the oil in it there. Only needs a bit of oil in it. That's perfect, that motor's fuck all wrong with it. Put the motor back in. We're at 16. 33. 45. 78. How fucking nice that speed change is. That's how it should be. You feel like butter. You change the speed. You feel really good when you change the speed, not fucking harsh. So that's how I'm changing the transit screws as well. Because the ones that were in it were bent and I don't know why. The right job getting them out. That one there is the one that's a bit wonky, isn't it? I need to get the back at that with the pliers. We'll do that in a minute. Right. Find our pliers, there they are. Right, we'll have a look at the chat in a minute and I'll stop for a break for 5 minutes. Why not, eh, folks? There we go, just crank that back in again. Slip that back on. There we are. Right, I might have to make an adjustment. No, I should have. Let's just see. Hang on, let's. That goes that way. And then we might have one too many wines. Maybe, have we? No, I think we might be alright there. If we are, we can take a wind off the spring. Now. Now what we can do, we can test. this a wipe. Now, put that back on the one that's dry, so we need to now oil that. And now I oil the turntables, I'll drop the oil down like that. A good bit. And then what I do, I can't grip it. I can't grip it. Let's check the. Right, well, we connect on the idler there. Yeah. 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 But that feels really good, that speed change. I mean, yeah. Look at that. You do it with your fucking finger. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to let the turntable roll off. There we are. And what I like to do, I like to lift them off again. And then we get oil on the bottom of them as well, you see. Right. Hang on. The idler's come out of position. Yeah. Whoops. Right, should we test the mechanism? It should be 7 inches. 10 inches. Yeah. 12 inches. Yeah. Right, off. It clicked. And it turned off. So, give that a good spin up. Work all the bits and relative bits in. There we go. How about that? There, that drops down now. And you're supposed to lift these from the back here, not from the front. It bends them and snaps them, you're supposed to lift them there. Right. Well, there's our pickup arm. Our piece of glue back in. Now where's the little roll pin? Hmm. I think that goes behind. And that. Pops back into there. Making sure we don't chop through the fucking wires. You know, this doesn't want to go back in, but it's got to. I'll do. Right. Got a bit of oil on the deck, but no worries about that. Now that pin goes through there. You know, usually you don't have a fucking hassle. But when you're live, you're trying to fucking get everything right. And your fucking troubles all fucking start. That has to go in there, there's no two ways about that. And that goes behind that, I'm sure of it. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. Yeah, it does, goes behind it. And that goes. Now, all I've got to do now is get the other part, the other end of the roll pin, make sure it's still got. I don't want my fucking battery running out like I did last night. So that's actually, that's right that, so it's behind the roll pin, it's right. The only problem we've got fuck's sake, this is a pain in the ass sometimes. That's why they put a spike on one side of it so it can slide in. But it doesn't always work. Yeah. But and that goes that way. Yeah. That's it. I didn't strip it all the way down to nothing, folks, because there was no need. Now we just need the spring. Right, and this is your stylus pressure spring. Make sure we've got enough wire. I'll need to get a couple, I need to put some rubber bungs under there so that the wires stay where we want them. And what we'll do, we'll put that to about there. There we go. Now let's test it. Right, so if I hold it there, should bring the arm back. And that's just the right height, so I don't have to adjust the arm. Didn't turn off though, mind you, it could have been because of that. I'm not worried, not too concerned about that, we'll sort that out. Still not turning off though, is it? Why is it not turning off? So we're intermittent on the turning off. Let's just check all this lot here. Don't know why we're intermittent on the turning off. It turned off that time. It's weird. It's not turning off now. Right, so it's supposed to turn off, that's supposed to come. Try that with that further away from there. That noise is just the idler. That noise is just the idler rubbing on the. That's better. I'm just trying to work out. Wonder if. I'm just looking here. It's not that. I know where that spring come from. That spring. That spring came from there. Fucking getting your fingers up there, that was another fucking matter. Oh, I think I might have stretched that spring a bit too much there. That's where it come from. Okay, oh, I haven't. I think that's where it come from. Double check though. There's nothing. Let's drop some oil down there. Let's try giving it a bit of oil. See where you're going to put it though, isn't it? I mean, see where you're going to put the fucking oil, right all down here. Down there. There we go. Let's see if that's got it. That feels okay. Yeah. Feels better actually. Yeah. That noise is just the, yeah, just need a bit of oil. Yeah. Yeah, you can see that slightly hesitate. The more it gets used, the better it will get. So you can stop then and then drop. I'd still like to know where the fucking spring come from. Because it came off that fucking hook there. Might have just come off there. There's a place there for some sort of fucking. Could have come off there. That feels better. Fucking shut off before you got the chance. There we go. Didn't turn off that time. That spring don't go there. Is it stopping that from turning off? Oh, for fuck's sake. So come up. Hang on, are we? Oh, that's a good minute. Wow. So I want to stop that. And that pushes back. Actually pushes back, so that spring onto there. Right. Yeah, it goes there. And then it's supposed to, on the way back, it's supposed to go there and turn off because it's that there. This, it's that to turn it off. And I don't see why, because everything's in there and it looks okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to oil. A little bit. That's where the problem is. Now. See that comes back. It has done. Now if I lift the control arm up, now that won't slide across. Oh, I can see more of that now. Now let's have a, just give everything a little bit of a drink. There we go. That should sort that out. Let it come back. Out the way. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Put the control arm back down. I'm not sure if it'll turn off on this pass, it might not. It should on the next one. That slides across. There we go. You get the click. There we go. There we go. Now, let's see if it will do it. Right. That's it. Yep. And straight over. Yep. To the end. Yep. Right. Right, so that, oops, apart from the fact it needs a polish, that's not going to keep fucking rejecting. Oh, it's because I tipped it up in it. Yeah. That is the BSR UA25 sorted. Ready to fight again another day. And my coffee's gone horribly cold. You'll see my face screw up. Right. Let's see how many people are watching and see what's happening with the chat. It's time I sat over here, moved over here, and had a bit of a chat and act like a bit of a socialite. There we go. Move the case so I can sit nearer here and I can see what's happening. Right, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Good evening. Good evening, Aaron. Good evening. Yeah, I'm okay, Aaron, thanks. Yeah, well, that's it, you see. The battery, see the charger doesn't... the problem you have is the charger doesn't really charge the battery. The device you plug into the wall, that doesn't actually charge the battery as such, although it is important. You know, the battery, you know, the phone manages the battery. The battery basically manages itself, really, and the phone uses more than what the charger can put in, and that's why a phone won't boot without a charger, without a battery in it. You know, I've yet to come across a phone that'll boot without a battery in. There may be the odd one, but I've never found one. But and the battery could get hot. Yeah, that's very true. What else we got? Andy Jones. Good evening, Andy Jones. Merry Christmas, Andy, to you too. Yes, I'll be getting my Christmas dinner tomorrow off the lovely Kelly over the road. She does me my dinner every Sunday, and she also provides me with a tasty Christmas dinner as well. Lovely lady. Hellos to Stephen Brown. Hello, Harvey. Good evening, Ed. Yeah, you have a happy Christmas too, Ed. Um, uh, Dark Pulsar, good evening to you as well. Merry Christmas. What happened last night? Right. If you'd have watched the beginning of the video, which you probably didn't, you would probably hear me apologise. The fact that the battery in the phone went flat. Although it was on charge, it still went flat, and that's why your charger doesn't really run your phone. It just charges your battery. But if you're only on a standard charger like mine, then your battery's going to run out faster than the phone can charge it. So that's what happened there. Good evening, Steve. Merry Christmas to you, my good friend. Dave B. Message retracted. Right, why did you retract your message? Maybe you called me an unsavory name. I don't know. Or maybe you decided that you didn't want to post a message. Who knows what goes through the human mind, especially someone else's. Yeah, happy Christmas, happy New Year to all there, Aaron, obviously. My most challenging repair. My most challenging repair, it has to be said to date, was the Bush VHF 41. If you watch the videos, you'll see why. It was okay on AM. I got it okay on AM, but when I put it to FM and it switched in the HT on FM, it was sort of like motorboating, if I remember. It was going bump, 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 bump. When you turn the higher the volume went up, and it volume faded. And what it turned out to be was I ordered some components, and the capacitors I ordered the correct value. They came with the correct value stamped on them, but when I put them in the radio didn't like it. And when I checked the value, they were the wrong value. And I was weeks at it because I didn't spot it. And why would you? You know, you don't think that you have to. That's why I test a lot of things now before putting them in. You shouldn't have to test a brand new component. You should just be able to put it in and away you go. But that was my most challenging repair, I think, because it was a customer repair. I was at it for weeks. I even bought a second radio in, which I actually restored, and I've got it now. I bought a second radio in for spares, and you know, we had a few issues, but we got there. But that I'd say that was my most challenging to date. It was probably that, all because the manufacturer couldn't be bothered to stamp the right value on the components, and what I got were components of the wrong value with the right value stamped on them. How about that one? Yeah, I'm not going to check it now, Aaron, but I will check that when I come off. When I end the stream later, I will actually check that. So that's another UA. That's another UA25 done, and it's put together nicely. It works a lot nicer. You know, don't ask me why, but I always struggle putting the speed mechanism back together because on them, you know, you might think to look at them, you might think they're all the same, and to a point they are, but they have slight differences. Like that one has a piece of plastic that goes in the top. The earlier ones didn't, and You know, with these monarchs, with these basically they're basically they're all a version of they're all roughly the same version as the UA-12 Monarch, which came around in about 1959, 1960. They're all a version of that. But they do have slight variations between the different versions. Like that one, the original UA-12, I think it is, didn't have that piece of plastic, and that one did. And, you know, so there are slight variations between them, and I still don't know where that spring goes. I will actually look in the manual, and I've got the manual on it, and I will look. But the deck actually does work. You throw a record on that, it will drop it, swing the arm across, and it will play it. There's no problem with that whatsoever. I've got to find that washer that I lost that's gone down there somewhere, or an equivalent. I know I've got the thickness of it roughly in my head, so I'll find one that'll fit that, no problem. Um, but no, because we don't get radios in the UK that suffer from silver mica disease. That's only an American thing. No, I've never had one, and I don't know of anybody else. What about? Let me ask the question to the group. Yeah, really, it's an American thing. I mean, all the uh, all the radios I know of that suffer from silver mica seem to find their way to Shango 066. Um, but Russian radios don't suffer from it. I don't know about European, like German and stuff. I'm not sure. But British radios. Let me ask the question. I'll ask Steve if he's still there. Are you still there, Oracle? Have you ever had a British radio with silver mica disease? I mean, I haven't. Uh, uh, and if I had, then I'd watch Shango 066. And I would follow his procedure to repair it. It sounds like cheating, but that's what these videos are there for. That's why I put mine up, and that's why Shango puts his up, and that's why Steve puts his up. So, Jay and everyone else, we all put our videos up so people can learn. So, don't ever think that watching someone else's video is cheating. It isn't really. No, you're right. It's not cheating. You know, it's just like your teacher in school teaching you how to read. It's the same principle, except the teacher isn't there. You teach, the teacher is there, but he could be on the other side of the world, and that's the marvelous thing about this system, isn't it? I mean, about the internet. I mean, we can find things out, and we can learn things, and we can do things, and we can, I won't say suss things out because they've already sussed out, but we can learn from other people, and I think from a learning standpoint, I think the internet is a very, very, very good tool for learning. I mean, I've learned a lot since I've been on YouTube. Since I've had YouTube and I've discovered all these electronics channels, I've learned a hell of a lot. I even watch videos about people restoring cars, and I don't even have a driving license. Don't drive. I let other people have the expense of driving. I don't mind paying somebody to drive me somewhere. I don't mind that at all. Or paying somebody to pick something up for me. Don't bother me that at all. You know. Right, what's that there? In a computer game, cheating to cheating when you in a computer game, Cheating is when you use cheat codes. Watching vids to help you educate isn't. No, it's correct. It's not. And what's Dark Pulsar got to say? I've still got my VZ3000. It's still there. It's behind these boxes here, so I can't really show it. But it's there. It's there. It's there. It's in my workshop. Does get used regular. Works absolutely beautifully. And before anyone asks, no, it's not for sale. But it does work really well still. I'm happy with it. It's yeah, what can I say? What can I say? You know, it was they're a pig to work on. I mean, I took that apart and I replaced the belt and I did a lot of servicing while I was in there. And then and then some dickhead come on here and said that some dickhead left me a comment saying that you can replace the belt with the machine in one piece. And sorry, but you can't. If the belt comes off, then you can get the belt back on. You can, there's enough room to get your hand in to hook the belt on, but the belt has to go behind another piece of metal, and you can't get it behind because you have to remove that to get it in. So no, it ain't. But nobody's going to offer me £1 million, Aaron. I'm sorry, mate, but that ain't going to happen. But then again, I probably wouldn't sell it because if somebody offers you £1 million for something that cost a couple of hundred when it was new, about 300 or 400 when it was new. If somebody offered you £1 million, basically what they're telling you is they can have anything they want because they've got money. So I probably wouldn't sell it for that reason because I don't like people to think they can have what they want from me because they've got the money to pay for it. I like to sell people things that they want, not because they can pay for it. I mean, if somebody, if somebody came here, for example, to buy a record player, and they told me they weren't going to play records on it, I'd send them away. I wouldn't sell it to them. I just wouldn't because why? I'd rather sell it to somebody that's going to put it to the use it was designed to do, not just sit there in a collection and seize up again. What's the point of me servicing them if people, the way I look at it, well, that's it, Aaron. There are rich people who think they can. There are people on the planet who think that money is everything and money can, I'm skint. I'll be honest with you. I'm skint. You can have every pound I got in the bank, both of them. No, I'm skint. I'm on my ass. I got paid. I've spent up. I've done all but what I needed to do. Everything's paid, and what's left in the bank is owed out, so that's not getting touched. And like my broadband and my mobile phone, stuff like that, it's owed out for them, reserved for them. So at the end of the day, I'm not a rich man. I mean, some people who make these videos, you can always tell the rich ones they've got. You can always tell the ones who were born with a silver spoon up their ass. They've got nice big flash cameras, lovely lighting, and they try and act like professional television stations, and all they are really is the people like me, but with a better setup. But what I use does the job that I want it to do. In my time of doing these videos, I've had about 4 cameras, and each camera has been better than the last. But I have to do it when the money comes in for me to do it. I can't just think, oh, well, I need this, I'll go out and buy it. And, I don't ask anybody for anything. My videos are purely made for the enjoyment and education purposes. They're not made to earn money. If somebody wants to donate something to me, then that's fair enough. I'll accept that. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've not really much time for people who come on and whinge that they're not making enough money because they're not getting enough views. Well, if you fucking want money, go out and get a proper fucking job, is my answer to that. Fucking, like I say, if I'm given a choice, between a donation of money or a donation of a piece of equipment, I'd rather have a piece of equipment. I'd rather have a record player or something like that. And I'd rather deal, like when I deal with Jay, because Jay's the only really one on YouTube I deal with. When I deal with Jay, no money changes hands either way. We find something that each other wants and we swap it, and that's how it should be. That's how I like to play the game, and I can make my videos. I don't have to worry about what I'm going to buy. I mean, there are people on the planet, I won't say who, but people on the planet who buy absolute shit. They buy absolute shit, bring it on eBay, bring it on YouTube and fix it. What's the point? They see the point of it, and I suppose that's the point. Right, let's have a look at the chat. How much is that sharp worth? How much is it worth? It's worth whatever someone's prepared to offer me for it. I mean, there's a lot of good ones. I mean, mine is in no ways mint. It isn't. It's not in mint condition. If I sold it, I'd probably take 150 for it. Maybe a bit more, depending on what mood you catch me in. But it's not for sale. So, But there are jokers on eBay who've got them up for £300 or £400 and above. And the reason why a lot of them are in such good nick is because of that issue with the turntable belt. If the belt came off or it snapped, the machine was deemed beyond economical repair. The reason why is it takes, especially if the belt snaps, it takes 4 hours to do the job, to do the repair, and no one's going to want to pay the labour for 4 hours, because that's what it allows. 2 hours to get it apart, 2 hours to put it back together, about 10 seconds to put the fucking belt on, and you have to make sure it's done properly. And if you have problems with the A and B side sound, you have to replace that relay on the record player. If you have the intermittent cartridge, you have to replace that relay on the logic board that's on the back of the record player. You can only get them from America, and they're $10 each. The $10 I think they're $10 each. You have to buy 2 at a time. Well, there's a minimum spend of $20, so you have to spend $20. So when I bought mine, I had to buy 2. I had to pay the postage. It came up to about 30 odd quid, and then when it came into the UK, our lovely government decided to fucking bite me on the ass, fucking nail my hat on, and by the time I'd finished, my fucking things cost me over £45 for my relays. But my machine now works perfect. So, was it worth it? No, it probably wasn't. But the machine now works. And it plays perfectly. It's got 2 new styluses in it. Or styli, rather. And I'm happy with it. I suppose at the end of the day, the true value of an item, no matter what the item, the true value of the item is what somebody's prepared to pay you for it. But these things they were deemed beyond economical repair when they were new. Well, a couple of years old. I'll tell you who did love them. The TV stations loved them. They used to give them away as prizes. They loved them because they were high tech, and or at least the record player was, or at least it was perceived to be. But they're great. They're a good idea, but they're useless for playing singles on because you have to keep opening the door for every single you play, and you can only put one in at a time. Whereas they're optimized they're optimized for album listening. They were made for people who want to listen to and put an album on and listen to both sides of it. Not get out of the chair every 2.5 minutes to swap at 45 RPM. They're for album listeners. And I am an album listener. I do like singles, but I'll only play singles if I've got access to an auto changer. I won't get up every 2 minutes and put a fucking record every 2.5 minutes or 1.5 minutes change a record. I won't do that. But I do like to put an album on, listen to an album. So yeah, the Sharp suits me fine. But if you're gonna buy a Sharp vertical unit, buy the VZ3000. It was the best of the range. It was the earliest one, the one with the electric door and the VU meters, VU indicators for the record, separate record levels, all that good stuff. When they revised it, when they brought out the 3500 version, they took all that good stuff off. The electric door went. All the switches went cheaper. The rotary tuner went to a slider tuner sort of thing. They took the incandescent bulb out, replaced it with an LED. They really cheapened out on it on the 3.5 and the models thereafter. So if you are going to go for a vertical player, go for the 3000. And if anyone's got one, they want it servicing. If they're prepared to pay me, I'll do it for them. My rates are competitive. I won't discuss them on here, but they are competitive. They're reasonable. I mean, I don't charge by the hour. I charge per job. I don't charge by the hour. I just charge per job. I have a flat rate, and that's what I have an idea for each job, and I have an idea of price for each job, and that's what I charge. It's like record player repairs. I think I can't remember. It's either 70 or £75. Can't fucking remember now. But yeah, that sort of thing. I have a set rate. Like, I don't like to go somewhere to have something done, and they say, "Oh well, it's so much an hour." I walk away. I say, no, I don't want that, because they can make their own mind up. They can keep that fucking thing for a fucking week. They can keep it for a fucking month, and claim they've worked on it every day. You don't fucking know, and all the time your bill's going up. No, I like to be charged per job. I like someone to say to me, right, well, this is how much, this is what you want doing, this is how much I want for doing it. That's my idea of it, not per hour. I don't like hourly rates. I like it on the nose, there and then, and that's how I do it. And I think people prefer that. It's like I did one for, he's not on tonight. I did one for Kevin. 70s, I think it's called 70s Magic or something. I can't remember exactly. I did a nice little, I think it was a Ferguson or an HMV I did for him. I think it was a Fergie. It was the same case as this one I've got here. except his was a solid state one. And I charged him a flat rate. I mean, that's the way. And I think people know what they're paying then. You charge somebody a flat rate, they know what they're paying. When you say, "Oh, it's fucking so much an hour," you don't know. And then they talk about the markup on parts. I don't put a big markup on my parts. I just don't. I mean, I do. I do a good job for a fair price. I like to think I'm a fair man. Um, I, you know, exactly, Aaron. That's true. That if you're ever buying a computer, buy the parts yourself and build it yourself. I mean, because these computer builders they don't really build them, do they? They're actually assembling them. That fucker in America makes me laugh. What's his fucking name? That dickhead. What's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. Uh, his first name's Kenny. I can't remember his fucking last name. Uh, fucking. Uh, he fucking assembles them, and the way he goes on, you'd think he fucking builds them. He'll build you the computer and stick handcrafted a badge saying handcrafted. Kenny Holdsman. He'll stick you a badge on it saying handcrafted by Kenny Holdsman, but it's not. He's only bought the parts and assembled the fucking thing. But yeah, anywhere you go, and this is a fact, anywhere you go to have a custom job done, you're paying custom money. Anywhere you go to have a job like that done, you're paying. I don't care who it is, you're paying. Uh, the way to get round that, the way to get, I've never ever claimed that I'm a computer builder because I'm not. If I do, if I, I assembled my computer down here. I'm an assembler because to be a builder, that you have to build all the boards, all the parts, assemble all the boards, all the parts assemble all the parts onto the boards, and manufacture the case and all that fucking lot. Manufacture the front panel. It means you've got to manufacture everything. That's building. Assembling is buying all the parts and like a prefab house. You buy all the parts. You're not building it. You're assembling it. It's already been built. It's been built, approved, taken down, and packed, and sent to you. Then you build it back up yourself. Well, assemble it back up yourself. And that's all. That's all computers are. They're basically the equivalent of flat pack. They're basically electronic flat pack kits. Modern computers. Um, I've never yet seen that Kenny Olsman use a soldering iron, but very full of himself, considering he just assembles computers. But yeah, if you want a computer with his name on it, handcrafted by Kenny Olsman, that's the way to go. Certainly. But I would hate to see the prices he charges. I mean, uh, how much would you pay to have the logos made to stick on them for a start? I bet it ain't cheap, you know. Uh, no, I think at the end of the day I think at the end of the day that yeah, you pay a fair price for a fair job, and you shouldn't have to pay hourly rates. I don't like hourly rates. I don't do hourly rates. Like I say, and as regards my channel, I've got 3 channels on the go. This is the one I dedicate most of my time to. Where do I go for my components? Where do I buy them from? Usually eBay. I usually just buy them from eBay, and there's a couple of places on eBay. I can't think of them offhand, but I will try and remember for next time and make a note of them. Put them in the description. There's a couple of places I do use. I mean, and they're cheap, and I've never had a problem with them. I think one of them's called Mr. Manager. Never had a problem with them. My stylus, for my stylus needs, it's usually the stylus lady on eBay. I usually get them from her, or there's another one I can't remember the name of. I get them from there. There's only certain places I use. I also have a friend in London. If I need any styluses, I can also contact him because he does jukebox spares and many styluses for things like BSRs. We're using jukeboxes as well. So, it's worthwhile giving him a ring. So now and again, I give him a ring. If I need a lot of them, I give him a ring, or I need a cartridge because he's being a friend, he gives me a discount. He falling asleep. I'm sorry, I'm not boring you, am I, Harvey? Right. Well, should we get back onto the? Should we get back onto the job? What we need to do next? We've done pretty much everything. I think what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to leave it tonight. I'm going to leave it tonight, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be on tomorrow night. I mean, how many people are going to sit and watch me on Christmas night? Oh, you're just really tired, Harvey. I know the feeling, mate. I spend most of my fucking day in bed and I still wake up tired. There's no fucking winning, is there? I mean, what it is, it's winter. It's winter. I'm just looking to see who else is on that I might know. Yeah, Vice Grip Garages. I like watching him. He makes me laugh. He's funny, him. Derek from Vice Grip Garage, or Garage as they call it in America. But yes, he's a funny guy, and I don't only watch electronics. I watch other things as well. I've got an open mind. I mean, I can't sit and watch proper unadulterated shite. I've got an open mind where I can watch. You know, it could be Harvey. Yeah, yeah, it could be capacitors. Everybody on the internet seems to think that everything is capacitors, and it isn't all the time, but it could be. I would check the coupling cap between the coupling cap between the grid of the audio output, if my memory serves me correct. I would certainly look round. I would certainly look round that region. Uh, but a lot of people change caps for the sake of it. I mean, it seems to be the standard thing, but I only change them if they're horrible or they have got a problem. Uh, but I would certainly look at the caps around the output stage. Any electrolytics around the output stage, I would change. Because they're the caps that are going to have high voltage on them. And if the volume disappears, then yeah, the waxes as well. But I would go for the electrolytics first, because anything with voltage on, it's going to break down. Um, so I would just change. Uh, yeah. Otherwise, if you don't change them all, I'd just change everything around the audio valve. Because that's probably because if you turn the volume up and it's doing it, then it's in the audio circuit, obviously. But that's what I would do. But I'm not really into changing caps unless I have to. But it's like this little Ferguson I'm doing now. All I've changed is the electrolytic can. I'm not changing any of the others. There's no need. The disc capacitors, they don't fail. I've come across in my lifetime. I've come across very few ceramic disc capacitors that have failed. So I'm not changing them. I'm happy to leave them as they are. I've just changed the main smoothing can with the free electrolytics in it. Right, what are we? Let's see what we've got here. Right, the VHF doesn't work. Check. What valves is it using? Is it for the VHF front end? Is it using an ECC85 or is it using EF80s? I think they're EF80s. If it's using a pair of EF80s, change them. If it's using if it's using an ECC85, change it, and also make sure that the HT is getting up to the VHF, because on a lot of radios, when you're on AM, HT is switched off from the VHF to save the valve. No, I haven't heard of them. I haven't heard of them resistors now. Yeah, have a look at the circuit diagram. That should tell you everything that you need. And if you get stuck, Harvey, let me know the model of the unit, and I'll probably have the circuit. I'll be able to go through it and have a look. And if I can't, then Steve at UK 405, him being the Oracle, he will certainly know the answer without looking. He's got a crystal ball, you know. Next time he does a video, just look very closely. You'll see a crystal ball. He has a crystal ball, and he looks into that before he does his videos. But he won't lend it out. Are you still with us, Steve? I'm only joking, my friend. But yeah, he's very, 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 very talented. Very, very good. You're welcome, Harvey. Welcome, my friend. Oh, yeah, give you 1 minute. I'll sell you a minute. What's it? Give a minute. You want me to give? You think this is charity? Yeah. Yeah. But we're all said and done. Yeah, I'll probably leave this record player for tonight. I'll probably scrabble around the floor in a bit, try and find that washer I lost. But yeah, Yeah, it doesn't matter how many of these decks I do. Oh, doesn't matter how many I do. I always have trouble putting the speed mechanism back together. And I've done them for years, and I always have trouble doing it. Um, but I get there. You know, the brain seems to click in. The brain seems to click in, and I get there. Anyway, does anybody want to see scraps? Who wants to see scraps? We'll see if we can get him in the room. Scraps. That's how many we got looking in now? 13. Yeah. Yeah, mind you, I might not do a live tomorrow because Radio Crunch is on, isn't it? I'm turning the wrong camera. Radio Crunch is on, and I can't compete with him. Can't drink as much as him either. Yeah, there we go. Right, come here. Let's see if we can. Let's just go all over the place. Hey, gonna stay at my workshop. It's a fucking shithole in here. Still, I don't care. That big white thing there, that's a dome camera. If anyone's interested in that, I want 20 quid for it. There we go. Let's turn this round a bit so we can perhaps. There you are. There you go. Ooh, what have I got? What are these? What are them? You want a digestive bicky? Do you want a digestive? Yeah, look at this, folks. Look, 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 look. You like that? That look good. That look tasty. Eh? Gently. Don't you dare take my fingers. Take it nice. Good boy. There you go. That's how your dog should take a biscuit from you. Not boom straight away. But when all said and done, you know, let's put the camera straight. There we go. He's had plenty of years to learn. Eat it gently, otherwise you'll start coughing. Eat it nice, son. There you go. Is that nice? We'll be back in a minute looking for another one, the greedy fucker. Right, I'm just trying to get into a better position. There we go. Right. So basically, has anybody else got any questions? Or it's a Murphy A592R. A592R. I'll have a look at the circuit, not right now, but I'll actually see if I've got the circuit, to be honest. Let me have a look. I should have. I'll be surprised if I haven't. Let me see if I've got the manual for it. Murphy. It'd be a Bush variant. They always are. Murphy. Murphy. Let's get down here. LMNOP. Oh, gone past it. What's a klutz? Murphy. Murphy. Now let me just double check the model number. Make sure we're getting it right. A592R. A592R. Have a quick look. A592. Come on, you fucker. A59, A50. A72. Looking now. Fucking hate looking through this because you can hardly see it. A59. Oh, fuck me. Come on, you come by. A2. Wow. A5. A2, A3. A6. A51. A512R. Is that the one? A512R? That ain't, is it? A59, wasn't it? That being said, yeah, that's yeah, that ain't it. A59. A5. A6. A574. No, it doesn't look like I've got that. Not in here anyway, we'll have it somewhere. A5 1, A574, A6. Nope, it doesn't go up as high. Let me have a look in my other place. I've got more than one place where there's manuals.